This is it. There's a lot of things that would have to be fixed. Look at this tree. This is like magical. Oh, look how you're playing. This is. Oh, there's a creek. No farm. What? House has to be put out. Look at the creek that runs through it. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. It's so funny.
Oh, I just saw a grasshopper.
We saw Bunny. Bunny.
Oh my gosh.
Brown bunny. Is this cool, Malia? Do you like it?
I love it. By the way, I picked you a little plant flower.
What do you love about it?
I love the flowers and the grass. And I love the old houses.
We'd have to take the old house down. But maybe we can save the barn.
Yeah, I think I like the old friend. I love flowers.
We bought land.
A lot of land.
We did it. Ready, Malia?
Ready, Malia? Look. Over here.
She's scared.
Sometimes we'll swing.
We got a homestead.
We got a homestead.
It's been a little while since we posted a video. I think that's just because after such a crazy road trip and buying property and having to try to get ourselves kind of set up. So
We had a lot of other stuff on our plate that we were setting up. A lot of infrastructure.
4 kids, school.
That's right, we found school.
So there's a lot to catch you guys up on. We've been really busy over the last 3 months.
Yeah. So sorry for rambling a lot.
Yeah, sorry if this video is a lot of us talking, but I'll try to show you all of the things we've done and acquired. So we've been on this property for 3 months and we love it and we want to show it to you guys. So we bought 22.4 acres on a mountain in western North Carolina, and it rains here.
And water comes up out of the ground.
We have
Everything is
springs. There are 2 springs on our property. We have a mountain out back,
Mm-hmm.
which we have yet to discover.
Yep, we've been trying.
We've been here for 3 months and there's quite a bit of stuff to do just to get ourselves established. But we have been about halfway back onto this piece of land. So it does go kind of steep that second half.
Yeah. So we made it to like right where it starts getting steep, and there's a lot of brambles, so I think if it gets seasonal, like a lot of this more clears out, it'll be easier to get to the top.
Yeah, right now it's just so dense. That's the big, huge difference, is that there is so much growing and there's so much green, and the brush is just so dense that slowly we'll work our way back
Maybe
there.
we'll bring a goat up there.
So the piece of land that we bought was once lived on. Now there were 2 homes on the land when we purchased it. One of them was the original house, which is at the very front of the property, at the bottom of the hill. It is between 2 creeks. Sure, that house is now sinking into the ground. That it's kind of like our own special haunted house. A tree has fallen on the roof. One side of the roof is now a living roof.
Yeah, it's got grass on it. I would say they haven't lived in it for over 40 years.
Yes, I believe that about 40 years it has not been lived in. So that's kind of, while it's at the front of our property, it's kind of away from where we are residing now. So that's kind of a future project that we will get into when we have time. It was built all out of old, like, hand milled wood. Oh, we've been stealing wood from that beautiful house to build other things. So that house is kind of just a project. I mean, there's stuff all over the place. I think there's an old truck bed down there. There's a smokehouse which has been reclaimed. All of this has been reclaimed by the wild, meaning that things are just growing over it. So we're discovering new things.
Yeah, there was another shed that we took down that was also reclaimed by the wild.
And so we're just kind of slowly discovering those. Now, the second residence that was on this piece of property was a single wide. And they put that single wide on this property after they couldn't live in the other house.
Right. So the early 80s.
Early 80s. So early 80s is already 40 years ago.
You're going to be 40 soon.
Anyways, so this single wide was about 40 years old, and it was also being reclaimed by the wild. It hadn't been lived in for 5-6 years?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years. So the gentleman that lived here on this property was older, and he went into assisted living, and so the single wide was left abandoned. The family who inherited the land kind of came and checked in on things, but for the most part, that single wide was not livable.
No. The floor was sunken. There were snake skins everywhere. It was just kind of like, it was abandoned, essentially. Yeah.
The first thing we did was we had to get the trailer up on this property, right? And so it's up a hill, and when we had first come and visited, when we were looking for properties back in May.
It was May, yeah.
We were here in May and we found this property. And you guys saw that video before when Madison said, "Oh, it's the one."
Yeah.
But when we found it, it had just been mowed. So when we came back, I think it was July 21st that we actually closed.
June 21st.
June 21st that we actually closed on the property. We came back and it was completely grown above our heads.
Yeah.
So we were fortunate to have a neighbor who brought his mower and mowed us up the driveway in a little tiny circle at the top of the hill. And so we were able to then pull the trailer up the hill and park it kind of in a flat spot where we could set up camp.
And we had that camp for a while until the power got on, and we just kind of sat there and sort of slowly unpacked our lives.
Our main project when we got here was to, of course, figure out how to live here. There was existing power on the land, but the city would not turn it on unless we had a septic system. So the first job was getting power turned on, and that meant the first job was finding the septic system.
And what's funny is the listing, which might have turned a couple people off, said there was no septic. But when we looked at the single wide, it was obviously that it was tied into a septic. So luckily the previous owner came by and said, "Yeah, it's right there under that bush." Well, it was under 2 trees.
2 trees and a bush.
But luckily the tree's roots had grown around it, and we found it, got it inspected, a few minor repairs.
Somehow miraculously the concrete septic system was unharmed completely by the trees that were growing.
Just some minor piping that was not done right, but other than that.
So we repaired the septic, and that we got power. So the city came out and turned on our power, and that made things a lot more livable.
We could plug our trailer in, we could plug lights in, tools. It made things like a step in the right direction.
Yeah, we rejoiced on the day we didn't have to turn the generator on.
Oh, Jetty, I miss you. We had a tent, like a dishwashing station. It was like glorified camping.
Basically camping on the property. We slowly made our little circle bigger, and one of the first things we did was we put in a garden, because I can't live without a garden.
We had the space. There was rain falling from the sky. It was beautiful.
I remember, because we were here for 5 days before we had a garden, and I remember our neighbor came over, and I was watering some little seedlings that I put in the ground, and he looked at me and he said, "Why are you doing that?"
Why are you watering?
I don't know. I just moved from California and I put some plants in the ground and I'm going to water them. And he says, I haven't watered in 40 years. Okay.
Yeah. So we're learning about our new microclimate.
Slowly but surely. So we set up a garden and we got a garden shed. And so the garden shed was where we kind of put our extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Plan is we have power, we have water, we have a shed to store our stuff. The plan from there was to come up with the next level of housing. There's a spot up the hill that we would like to build a house, but we are not there yet, and I don't want to rush in. We don't want to rush into that process. So what we're doing,
we have dropped 2 sheds on this property. One of them was delivered by a truck and one was built on site, and we are going to finish out the insides. So basically it's a shell, it's got a roof, it's painted and it's got siding, window cutouts, and then it's a blank canvas inside. So we are going to do all the plumbing. We're going to hire an electrician to do that part just to be safe. And then we're going to finish them out. We're going to build a couple bathrooms, we're going to build a couple bedrooms. We're actually in the process of already putting an addition on one of them. So you'll see more about that later, but we're making a mudroom laundry room too.
the plan is that the larger shed, which is a 14 by 40 shed, is going to be our main house. We're going to have a full kitchen in there, a bedroom, a loft for the little girls, and now a mudroom / laundry room off the back. And that will be our main house for now. The second shed is next door to that, and it is going to be for our big girls. For Madison and Mackenzie are going to have their own studio.
And it has a loft too, so there'll be a bedroom, a lofted bedroom, a lower bedroom, a full bath, and then like a little kitchenette.
Yeah, little kitchenette and living space. And the thought with these sheds is that the possibilities are endless. For now, it gives us a place to live. In the future, we can rent them out. We could Airbnb them. We could,
guests could stay
family
here.
Visiting. Absolutely. All of you family who wants to visit, give us a little bit, but we will have a place for you. It is, I will say, separate from where our future house will be. Mm-hmm. So if we do in the future decide to rent them for Airbnb or something, that is totally doable. Yeah. It would have an entrance.
It could be like a farm stay too.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. But for now, it gives us somewhere to live, somewhere that's secure and warm, because we are going to have winter. Okay, so we've got 22.4 acres. We've got power, we've got water, we've got a plan for where we live. What else have we been doing, Benjamin?
We couldn't live without chickens. So before we even got here, we had already placed our McMurray Ranch order for our laying hens. But then when we got here, we realized we've been having eggs for like 10 years. And now all of a sudden we don't have eggs. So we went and got some Craigslist chickens while our McMurray chickens are raising up. We also ordered, so we have 30 of those laying hens. 30?
Well, maybe not anymore.
I might have
lost a couple.
A few with the chicken tractor. Anyway.
So yes, we built a chickshaw, we built chicken tractors, and we have all that on video, so we can share that with you. And we will, eventually.
We're going to get there.
But for now, so we have the older laying girls and then the little laying girls. We probably won't get the younger ones eggs until spring. Right. And so that's why we really wanted to bring on some that were already laying, because now we're eating eggs.
Yeah.
Just like before. And that's important to us.
Eggs are good. Yeah. And
the next animal we got was...
Let's see. What do we get next? We actually got the meat birds next. I think.
The meat birds.
Yes. So we got 29 plus a bonus chick meat birds, which are, so that's a total of over 60 chickens, almost 70 chickens. So then after that, was it the goats?
We got 2 goats. we found
2 alpine goats.
2 alpine goats. A mama who's about 5 years old.
Yeah, and she's had 3 or 4 litters or more.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Probably like 4. She had triplets. 2 of her boys we obviously did not take, but
We took the little girl.
we took the little girl. So now we have Bambi and Lucille, and
And
they are
Bambi's
great.
giving us milk.
Bambi is giving us milk.
So we have raw milk every day.
raw, fresh goat milk, and it is awesome.
Here we go, goats. 2 goats. We have 2 goats in the car.
After we got goats, we decided we needed to get started with our livestock guardian dog.
Right.
And we decided on a Great Pyrenees. And her name is Diana. Diana is an absolute sweetheart, and she is going to be a great guardian dog in like a year and a half.
Once she learns how to.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years probably.
They don't reach full maturity until 2 years. So we better get started, right?
Yeah, we gotta get started. We gotta go. I mean, we got the goats. Now, we probably did that backwards. Joel Salatin would probably say, get the dog first, then get the goats.
Joel Salatin probably would tell us to take 5 years to do all the things that we've done in 3 months.
He probably would say, don't get the goats.
Yeah, that's true. But I wanted milk, and I've always wanted goats.
I want goat cheese. Goat cheese is good.
So we had Diana, and at first we put her in with the goats, and we learned very quickly, within a week.
She chased him. She wasn't quite ready for it yet. So.
No, and we weren't ready. We didn't know what we were doing.
We might have moved a little too fast at that point.
We this is how we do things. We just do it, and then we learn how to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, we had to separate Diana from the goats. We just put them next to each other. So we thought that would be close enough that they would be able to kind of see each other and not be lonely. We didn't want them to be lonely.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, her name is Diana because she is Wonder Woman. She's our protector. So we decided shortly after getting Diana that we were going to be getting her partner sooner than later. So we ended up, Ben found
Clark.
His name is Clark Kent. He is Superman. So we have a Superman and Diana protecting our farm.
That's pretty cool.
Clark is really sweet. He's really little. Diana is a bit bigger than him now, but he will eventually be bigger than her. And along down the line, they'll probably breed and we'll have puppies.
More farm puppies.
So that'll be fun because it'll help them pay for themselves is the idea. We're not trying to have a lot of expensive pets around here.
Yeah.
So the dogs, I think, are super necessary. However, they do cost money to care for. And so the idea is by having the 2, and you know what, they're a lot happier in pairs. We've done a lot of research, and everyone says if you have a female to get a male, and they just do a lot better in pairs. And especially on the farm. And then they'll raise their puppies to know
how to be on the farm.
Exactly. So making that more valuable. When we were looking for them, we made sure that we found dogs that were working dogs, meaning that they were born in a barn and they live around chickens and goats and sheep.
And that they live outside. They weren't living in a house.
Yeah. So they're plenty warm. They won't be cold.
Their coats are so thick.
And they're so sweet. They cuddle together.
And we built them a doghouse. We also have some content on that.
Yes, we've been busy. What else? We left the cats out.
We got
cats.
And the pigs.
And pigs. I don't know how those happened to us. Rabbits. Madison we had a rabbit, our Holland Lop, back in California, and Madison always wanted to do rabbits again, but she wanted to breed them this time. So we found ourselves
3 rabbits.
3 rabbits. We have 2 Rexes, and we have a
Champagne or something. A big dog. I call him Big Dog.
Anyways, the male is a different breed. We probably will end up getting another Rex, a male, to breed them. And Maddie is that's Maddie's project.
Yeah, Maddie wants to breed rabbits and sell them.
But they're pretty cute, and it's just fun to have them. yeah, so we've been busy. We've been acquiring animals. I think we're done acquiring animals for now. Our focus is to get these houses done so we have somewhere warm to live this winter. And then in the spring,
Maybe a cow.
we will see. But we are
And
not
maybe more
getting-
pigs.
Yeah, so we've got plenty of work on our plates for now. We'll show you some of that. We'll show you our building of our
Outhouse.
the building of our chickshaw. We got a lot to share with you guys, and yeah, it's fun to share with you guys.
And we want to catch up, so we're gonna now the ball's rolling. We're gonna try and get you some more content.
Yeah, sorry for that hiatus.
But you'll be able to see in the videos that there has been a lot going on, and so
We've been working really hard, but we have been filming it because we want to show you, and it's fun to make videos.
yeah.
And I hope that it inspires somebody. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing to film your life,
Yeah.
but I think the intention behind it going forward is that you can do whatever it is that you dream to do.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
want to finish out a shed house on your property and whatever, just in your backyard? Do it.
You want to drive across 48 states and buy some land that's not livable?
Do that.
And it's going to be bumpy and you're going to figure it out.
Mhm.
But anyway, so that's kind of the purpose and why we are going to continue filming, just because I think it's important that we share with each other not only that you can do big things, but also that there's going to be a lot of hard stuff that comes with that, and it's okay. It's okay that it's hard. It's okay that it took us 3 months to get another video out, because life happens and life is hard, but we're doing it and we're going to stick with it, and we're excited to share it with you.
Doing what we love.
Woohoo!
Just post